From the Dogfish Head Brewery, Sam Calagione.
It's been a long, strange, but wonderful trip.
From the Boston Beer Company, Jim Cook. Welcome back to the Friday Beer Buzz, Jim.
Well, it's nice to be back.
They're normally from Aberdeenshire in Scotland. From Brewdog, we have James Watt and Martin Dickey. Welcome to the show, guys.
Biggest mission today is just to make other people passionate about your state craft beers as we are.
And now, the three-time winner of the Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters Excellence in Broadcasting Award, the recipient of 2 Pennsylvania Associated Press Broadcasters Association Awards for Excellence, promoting and advancing the craft and microbrew culture in Northeast PA. This is another edition of
The Friday Beer Buzz, powered by Sabatini's Pizza and Sabatini's Bottle Shop and Bar in Exeter. Sabatini's with the area's greatest selection of rare, craft, and imported beers, growlers and crowlers, and 37 rotating drafts. Sabatini's Pizza and Sabatini's Bottle Shop and Bar, Wyoming Avenue in Exeter. Yes, the Friday Beer Buzz Lindo is here from Sabatini's. Welcome.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fantastic.
Things good in this somewhat almost post-COVID, we're good still, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, good. You look happy.
Huh?
Happier than usual. Why are you so happy? I kid. You look like yourself, and it's good to see you.
I had 2 beers on the way here.
It's a great way to start the day, I would say.
Don't do that. Bill from mybeerbuzz.com is here. Bill, how are you?
Hey, happy Friday. You know, the only thing odder about yelling, it's the Friday Beer Buzz in a crowded studio with you guys like we used to do, is yelling, it's the Friday Beer Buzz in a quiet room at home all by myself.
Oh, I was sure that story was leading to, I have had a stomach virus and I'm in a public restroom. And
No.
Or something less gross. I'm in the middle of a restaurant having breakfast, and people just stared at me like that would have been one other fun thing. But
I have been in a quiet hotel on the West Coast, and so if you do the math here, at 8:35 a.m. on the East Coast, it's 5:35 on the West Coast. I've been in a quiet hotel room with headphones on, yelling, "It's the Friday Beer Buzz!"
Only on Fridays, I hope, or we'll have to have a talk. But all right, so what do we got? We got some beer news here, and then we're going to try a beer coming home. I'm excited for this. Brian's been excited for it as well. But what's in beer news? What do we got this week?
Yeah, so last week we teased that, an hour after we got off the air, that there would be some big coffee beer news. That coffee beer news came out of Harpoon Brewery. They are in Boston, Mass. and Windsor, Vermont. And they are teaming up with Dunkin', and I don't know about you guys, I'm still used to saying Dunkin' Donuts, I guess I'm old school, but they are teaming up with Dunkin' again, and they're making several new beers, 3 to be exact right now. One is called Maple Cream, and that comes in at 5.5% ABV. One is called Blueberry Matcha IPA, and as you can imagine, that might be brewed with blueberries and matcha tea. That is 6.6% ABV. And the one that sounds like will be the most popular is called Dunkin' Midnight, and that will be a porter brewed with coffee that comes in at 6% ABV. These are all 12-ounce cans, so I don't know if these are going to come directly out of Harpoon, and that's my assumption. Or Dunkin', you'll be able to go in and get a dozen donuts and a 6-pack of beer at the same time. I don't know. We'll find out.
I would think it probably would just be, because I know, I've seen different chains, Carvel has some beers. I've seen those, there's a lot of weird combinations out there. They seem to be only in, places where you can buy beer.
Yeah.
So.
I think we did Fudgy the Whale on the show a year or so, maybe 2 years ago. They do. They're pairing up with Captain Lawrence Brewing in Elmsford, New York, to do those beers. And I always wonder, I don't know if Dunkin' Donuts can sell beer. I guess they don't have a liquor license, and they probably can't sell beer. So watch for those 3 new beers coming from Harpoon in the Dunkin' Donuts series of beers. Our next big piece of news comes from Atlanta, Georgia, from the Sweetwater Brewery. One of my favorites. Sweetwater, you used to not be able to get in Pennsylvania, and every year we go to the beach down in North Carolina. So every year I would buy out the entire town's population of Sweetwater IPA and drink it on the beach. But now you can get them in Pennsylvania, and I'm excited to announce that they will be opening a production brewery and a restaurant and tap room in Denver, Colorado. And it's the former Red Truck Brewing Company. So they bought out Red Truck in Fort Collins, Colorado. And it's big. It's a 32,000 square foot brewery. And what they're going to do with that brewery is not only brew, production beers to serve Colorado, but it is also their goal to hit the West Coast. So California, if you've ever wondered what Sweetwater beers taste like, I have a feeling once they get this thing up to speed, California will see distribution of Sweetwater. If that's not enough exciting news at a Sweetwater Brewery, they are also opening the Sweetwater Mountain Tap House, and that will be in Concourse B at Denver Airport. And if you're familiar with Denver Airport, I used to fly through Denver Airport every year. If you're familiar with Denver Airport, I think they're picking up the former location of the New Belgian Brewery in Concourse B in Denver, which was a really nice facility. So I suspect the Sweetwater Tap House, the Mountain Tap House, will be really, really nice. And I don't know, I have a feeling with the craziness going on flights pretty soon, we're not going to be able to get alcohol on the actual plane. So that might be a good marker in the Denver airport.
Or maybe they'll just give smaller bottles of liquor, smaller bottles, even smaller.
Yeah,
size.
I think with so many weird incidents revolving around drinking on airplanes, I have a feeling that will be changing. But we'll see. I don't know. Coming to us from Bend, Oregon, from the Deschutes Brewery, they do a holiday beer every year called Jubal Ale. Well, this year they're doing a special version of that, a special variant called Cherries Jubal Ale, little play on Cherries Jubilee. And it's a barrel-aged winter warmer style beer with cherries and vanilla. They have not published a ABV on that beer yet, but I suspect it's going to be an 8 or 9%er, sort of a winter warmer is typically a higher alcohol beer. So we'll see how that one comes out. And one last piece of beer news, and I know this gets the Imperial Stout guys out there excited. There was a brewery in Salt Lake City and Denver, Colorado called Epic Brewing. And Epic does a series of beers every year that are called Big Bad Baptist. And every year they do different variants. And this year, for 2021, we will see Big Bad Baptist Double Barrel, Double Jam, Chocolate Mint, where I go, ooh, I don't know, and Black Forest Cake. They're doing a beer that actually mimics a German Black Forest Cake. Those are big imperial stouts, typically 10, 11% ABV, and all kinds of great flavors. You can read about all this on mybeerbuzz.com under the Breaking Beer News tab.
And the can for that will be the size of a house just to fit the name of that beer. My goodness, that's the longest name ever. It should be like, I mean, that's impressive. A lot of words. But all right, there's your beer news again, mybeerbuzz.com. And Lindo is here. Now, I looked at this beer and I said, this is the featured beer of the week. And I'm going to wait to taste it because of what I just saw on the label here. Bill, what is the featured beer today?
So a beer comes to us from Empire Brewing, and we have more of a story about Empire Brewing, but it is called State of Mind. And State of Mind is a series of NEIPAs, and that is a Northeast or New England style IPA. And this one has mango and habanero. And so, if you're familiar with the word habanero, you know what that probably implies in this beer. But these are a series of NEIPAs. NEIPAs are characterized by a hazy appearance, so the beer is probably very, very hazy. They're typically very fruit-forward, and I think the mango in that title checks that fruit-forward box. They're typically sort of what I call pulpy, in that they have sort of a pulpy orange juice feel to them. And this one's going to introduce something that I'm really curious to see how Jason and Brian react. This one is introducing heat, the pepper heat into the beer. So I want you guys to taste them. This is not the hottest pepper beer we've had on the show, but this one's pretty significantly hot. So tell me what you think, guys.
It's right off the bat, it's definitely one of those that's going to grow. It's going to get hotter, I'm guessing, when I drink, because right away I get nothing.
I'm not getting a lot of heat. There's you get a little bit of a pinch.
I didn't get even a pinch, and I'm pretty sensitive to this stuff. So that's I'm waiting for it to hit me.
I mean, the mango is definitely there.
Yeah, definitely.
You get a lot of
The
a lot of
mango
mango.
should soften it out. Yeah, I mean, the mango should soften out that heat.
I'm really not getting a lot
I've
of.
read on this beer. Go ahead.
You get a little bit of it. You get a little bit of a heat thing there.
That's an allergy tickle, I believe.
Is this one of those that 3 or 4 minutes from now where I'm going to hear screaming in the background that, oh my God, the heat is getting in?
Probably. I guess I get it. I'm starting to pick up on it a little bit, like the roof of my mouth. I'm tasting it a little bit. This isn't bad though. It's very smooth and subtle, and I don't know what it is. I'm not a mango person, but I like mango and beer. You guys gave me the first sample a couple weeks back,
Right.
and I think I was like, how come mango's in everything? And now I'm like kind of digging it. I don't know what it is.
Well, outside of beer, I mean, you don't really see mangoes in a lot of. I don't see mangoes in a lot of things.
Oh, I forgot. I lived on the West Coast for 10 years. You pretty much are handed them in every interaction you have.
Pepsi actually got into the mango business now. They have a Pepsi mango.
Which is the weirdest thing. It's like Japan has a lot of weird. It looks like one off the shelves of Japan. It's like, why? But mangoes are like kind of a hot thing right now.
Right.
This not super hot though, but that's okay. I think it should be mango. I think they should change it to mango habanero-ish.
I don't tolerate
Yeah, we can
heat
put
very well.
habanero in lowercase letters maybe on the label. We've done, we did an AleSmith, I think it was habanero sculpin on the show that was breathtaking, but not breathtaking in the way you would think. It was take your breath away hot. So I'm glad to hear this one's subtle. I like them more when they're subtle. Breaker Brewing does one that is typically very subtle with the pepper in there, but you can feel it and you can taste it, and it imparts something into the beer. And I think that combination of mango, which is very sort of sticky, syrupy, sweet, and that hot pepper that cuts through, I think that combination should work.
Lindo was saying, I mean, you were not good with heat, and you can handle this.
I don't tolerate heat very well, but this one, you know, it's not super hoppy either. So if somebody doesn't like IPAs because they're afraid of them being too hoppy and bitter, this doesn't have it. This is more like you get a little bit of the hops, but not really.
Yeah,
and a lot of mango. I mean,
the mango kind of cancels it out a little bit.
It does.
It's weird. I found myself thinking, oh, I should like IPAs. They're not my favorites. But because it's very hoppy, this one's it's smoother because it's the mango, I guess. And as I've drank like 5 sips or swigs or whatever, I'm starting to get a little bit of the burning, but it's not even a burning. It's like I'm aware that the sensation's there versus it being a burn. If that makes sense.
It's not like a ghost pepper type of thing.
Like I know I'm standing in the sun. I feel it on my skin, but I know I'm not getting sunburned. I'm aware. So I feel like this would be a great one. I don't know how often you pair beers with food, but I feel like this would be great with a burger. Because it would add a little spice to the burger.
This one pairs up nicely. And we always tell people, like, if you're going to drink a hot pepper beer, try it late in the sequence. Sometimes these things, this doesn't sound like it's the case with this one, but sometimes these things can blow out your palate to where you really can't taste anything. They're so hot. But Empire Brewing Company, we should mention very quickly before we run out of time. They started in Syracuse, New York in 1994, founded by David Kieslewski, and they really were considered one of the pioneers in the New York beer scene. Unfortunately, in 2019, David fell upon some hard times, and they lost their production brewery to bankruptcy, and it was purchased by Myers Creek Brewing Company, and they now operate out of that facility. But a brewery called Ellicottville Brewing Company in New York State acquired the name and the recipes for Empire Brewing. And David, the founder of Empire, is working as a consultant with Ellicott Brewing to bring back these beers. So, if you were in the New York beer scene in the 90s, you'll be excited to see several of these come back. This beer has 6.7% ABV, so I call that sort of the center of the lane for an IPA. And I think it's a really good one for people to expand their palate and try.
The featured beer today, again, State of Mind, and it's the NE IPA from Empire Brewing. I don't use this word ever, but I'm going to use it now. The can is trippy. It really is. It's like very space agey, and check it out. State of Mind, orange top of the can. It's a cool can. I like it a lot. But thank you, Bill. Check out mybeerbuzz.com for all the latest beer news. We will talk to you again next week. Okay. And,
thank you. Have a good weekend.
Lindo, before we wrap up, what's going on at Sabatini's? Anything we should know about for the weekend?
Nothing special. Just pouring beer. Making
What
pizza.
you do is special.
Well, nothing different than.
Don't be modest.
Okay.
Normal.
Everything will be special.
That's more like it.
Go check it out. It's the Friday Beer Buzz. It is, again, powered by Sabatini's Pizza and Sabatini's Bottle Shop and Bar in Exeter. Thank you, Lindo. Thank you, Bill. Nancy will be back next week, so let's bring something really just heavy home.
Bringing good beers and good people together.
I was going to say that. Now you make me look unprepared. It's going to be at the music. Here it is. And now, yeah, it's the Friday Beer Buzz. You can just do it. Bringing good beers and good people together.
Yeah.
How adorable.
This is WILK.